NCHEZGO, Kanele 97.7 FM. NCHEZGO, Kanele 97.7 FM.
The views and opinions expressed on this program by our guests are solely theirs and do not necessarily reflect the official position of Kanele FM Radio Limited or its owners.
Hello there, good evening, our dear listener, and a warm welcome to NCHEZGO program coming to you live from plot number 3188 here in Chimjulu of Lundazi town. This is a program where we host different people that are contributing or they have contributed differently to Mother Zambia. We have hosted quite a number of them, and it is another time when we continue making our profile. Today we'll be hosting Citizens First President Harry Kalaba, who is coming to Kanele FM for the very first time since we were established on the 31st of March in 2021. President Kalaba, thank you so much for coming to Kanele FM.
Ziko mukwambiri maningi va nkoma kunilandira kuno ku Kanele FM. Ndio kondwela ngako akubora kuno kulondazi. Kaina kondwela maningi chifukwa last time nenze kuno kulondazi yenze mu 2020.
Okay.
So ndio kondwela kulondazi. I think nayo bantu mandazi vanga kondwela maningi kuniona lero kuno. Chomene.
Katema chomene.
Kwa kupokeleka na moko ya vidi.
Aha. So ndifunika ndipozera chitumbuka kuno karibu choka kuno manje. So tutakwenda kuno kulondazi. Chifukwa china nchito aikulu maningi ajosebenza.
Okay.
As citizens.
Maybe pamene tikalibe kuona kweni zamene mwabwerera kuno kulondazi chentone pa chipani cha Citizens First chili bwa
kapena karibu kamba chipani cha Citizens First na inde neka muno mstudio bankoma ngati mnanivomereza wanzanga na kapena ngazi
palibe vuto
ngasambe mazina yao abantu babaziwe ati sinde neka kapena our leaders was to introduce.
Monire Baterezi oko kuwalo ine mazina yane ndine Michel Tole, district chairman wa Citizen First Party Mulundazi. Chipani ichi cha Citizen First chilikwiza kuno mu 2019 apo Harry Kalaba bakizanacho first chikaba DP. So I know mukamanyanga ya marango ya kabako. So ichi chipani cha Citizen First chili intact muno oloma structures yonse aliko kuyambira ba district ili intact, constituency ili intact, ma ward yonse aliko kufika na ma branches including ma sections kufuma ku Lukwizizi paka why not. So chipani chino nchopokelera abantu madozi vijalo mbojulika vili wide open wali wose okumba kunjira mchipani cha Citizen First wangiza.
Okay.
Ya inakongani chomene.
Ine mazina yane ndine Chirwa Obreni kufumira ku Mwaserundazi chief. Kayake ni yoye kutifumu mwa chitumboka chitu. Adada Harry Kalaba mwanyauno wasainka muno Mulundazi chibadwidwe chitu chapuno kulundazi iyo ikutanika kuti Kanele radio station. Kanele adada niyo yeso kuti zina la kuti Kanele ndiyo zina la kwamba lenelo likayamba kuno para tingafumba mu badudwe mwa banja bakawanga za kuti kwa mzungu no watanga kuti ni Kanele. kweneso chipani ichi mwapulika kale kuli va district chairperson vatole when awo wakuyoya kuti after vafika kuno adada hali Kalaba 2019 but wafika kuno niposona wakachichita introduce chipani ichi cha Citizen First nyongoira tikaba DP ukumbuka makola chomene chifuka cha kutenga wemu wa dada hali Kalaba ndani wali kusabunituma kuno kurundazi koma nkava ku Lusaka kuma ndevu koswesi kungasevezeranga chipani cha DP pa first ngotikadi na DP ya dada hali Kalaba tukavapo mwapulika kale njo chifuka sono wali kutizgola kuti cha ine twaneneo tungumanya yayi ninga mkumbuska nikoso padoko wena rundazi amama adada anyamata wanyane ukomuli adada hali Kalaba para mkakumbukira makola chomene wakawa wanchito za boma na chimpando chikuru chomene chenecho wakawa a minister kwene chifuka cha kuti tuntu tunyake twakaonaka kuti ine ngukumba yayi tukukutwa na utu wakatuleka dada hali Kalaba na kuti nyambeke chipani chani icho cha DP kwene kufuma sopala gena dada hali Kalaba waona kuti mwanjira somo ukuruku pati marongo zitatuka bako variamba chipani chao cha Citizen First kulongola kuti icho wakupeja dada hali Kalaba mbunenesko kwa mzira kubira watu pa ichi nguyo ya pano ndine ma meetings mangu kupulika chomene pano pa Kanele nkonda kuchita chomene kwa mwase kula Citizen First ya Obreni Chirwa sparring cancer pa ichi dada hali Kalaba omo wazira tiri nao tiwenge nao mpaka mtata kwa mpaka 2026 tizangutana nao banjira mu beach bati mu proti 1 ziko mo chomene
ndine Christine Zimba nkunika kufumira kwa Mzam village ya isense wakukondwa pakona dada vitu hali Kalaba ndipo tilikuyamba nao tivenge nao paka apo vamkugota waziolenge chuta walipafupi watizolenge tilipafupi kale 2026 tunjila mboma kwa mbla kutondeka koma masuzgo tikuyamanya liwosi wakumanya masuzgo ya tikupitamu talandula na kazi na banalume uwo vintu vili makola yayi vose bakayoyanga vikalanga vaboza free education yayi batikomweska nayo kweni lekani manyani vapitilizieko naonga.
Yeah. So that's a team accompanying President Kalaba.
Very powerful team.
Yes. Some they have made mention of DP, where you were president, and then you subsequently went on to form Citizens First. And my question was, how is Citizens First fair?
Chipani cha Citizens First. Mane wakambila wanzanga chakula manini. Ngati mukumbuka mu 2021 kwenye my elections. Kwenye vipani vinaimile venze 16. Pali 16 political parties. Number 1, wanawina number 1 wameni wali PND. Wakaende Chile. Number 2, venze wa Edgar Lungu. PF. Number 3, venze Ndine Hali Kalaba. Manje, ndachoka number 3 chikwa cha wanzatu abamene aba. Wanasebenza maningi nchito ikulu. So CF kuchoka ijantao tikarusebenza maningi na bantu watu. Tifuna ngati nachoka number 3 mu 2021. Na mu 2026 tikachoka number 3.
No.
Yeah. Kukana.
2026 sasa watabwela kuno. Tifuna ma structures yetu ya kale olimba. Tifuna monse ma wards ma structures yetu ya fiki. Chifukwa kwa sala chabe 14 months, 15 months. Nish my elections are next year bwela. So it's for Citizens First. Ila na bwela kuno. Nifuna nione ma structures yetu ya limo. Mene ya ifuni kilonkala intact, ready for the elections next year. Chifuna chibiba structures, stinga wena my elections. And this time, come 2026, my elections, chifuni kati wine as Citizens First.
Yes.
Maybe, Mr. President, let's get to look at alliances. We specifically know that Citizens First is a member of the United Kwacha Alliance, UKA, and from your preamble, you've said that you want to win this 2026 election as Citizens First. Where does it leave the alliance that you've joined?
No, to come back to Citizens First, I think I can win my elections because kati makumbuka kwenye convention. There's a convention mu December kwa 7.
Yeah. 7 December.
Convention ya Citizens First nzaina kubwera pamozi. Bashita na endorse Hali Kalaba kunkala president wa 2026. So apa pamene munifunza pa citizens first na kuyanka pa citizens first va CF ni member va United Kwacha Alliance and va United Kwacha Alliance sevenza now chifukwa Zambians wakambati vafuna parties za sevenzele pamoja they want us to work together elo ise va CF parties ya mina ali progressive parties ya mina afuna chitukuko chibwere mwamusanga muno mwatu mziko bonse tsevenza nawo pamoja so icho singatilese kusema meti tifuna uchita ngati anga va citizens first we can pronounce ourselves pano or CF unless ngatuzanka la time iyo yamene vauko wazasanga party ina ngucha party CF then tinakambatia CF tisaimilila but pali lelo tikamba party citizens first chifukwa kulibe ina ngu decision yamene wanapanga vauka yamene ikambati wa CF tisaimilila for now we are promoting citizens first chifande chipani chatu but sevenza na alliance partners vatu mu United Kwacha Alliance sevenza na ba ULP sevenza na ba New Heritage Party sevenza na ba Savoy Imboera mu NDC so vonse hivi panti nabo pamoja and tifuna sevenzele pamoja chifukwa kankajidwe kabantu muno muziko kaipa bantu bankana ma problems okwanisa day to day living yawo muno ngati muno mulundazi ndiye muri mavuto wese muno mulundazi kuchoka chape kuchipata kubwera kuno kulundazi ni more than 3 hours parodi hapa
maybe pamene tisanaone unkani hapa mseo teni tuone kweli masanko achibwereza kuti by elections that took place in Petauke Central and these other places. I want us to dwell much on Petauke because Petauke is closer to Lundazi because we're in the same province. How did you fare in this particular by-election and what picture is it painting on your side?
Banko manufani niuze na first of all anienda ku Petauke mkuwashta mkuomba zikomo kuli mavoters abona natisanka by-election ijaenzeko. You know, it's a by-election. First of all, kama party by-election. Ngati mwakumbuka mu 2021. Ma votes ementeze tinatenga ise. Yenzi yangono maningi. I think it's just about 70 votes. When there's nothing mu 2021. But manje apa tinatenga more than 1,400 votes. And wanachoka number 1 wamene wa PF. Number 2 is the UPND. Number 3 was Citizens First. Out of 7 political parties, I think that participated. So, it's a CF stiangana pa parties yena ngvamene wachita. It's a tiangana party progress ametipanga. From 70 votes, tankana 1,400 votes. I think in big improvement here. And in by-election each. Hello, it's a by-election. Muziva va ruling party amayizinga drama amayizinga ma civil servants chifukwa ma civil servants vakuno kwamene kuno kulundazi va council chairman vakani va DC bonse benze kuja kwamene neze nabaona kuja kupeta huko manje general election ngati yabwera va DC vakulundazi sifasachoka kuno kulundazi vakaende kupeta huko DC wa mchipata DC wa Munyimba, DC wa Mukatete, siya ma places yao akuenda kuma by elections mpetauke. Okuenda kuma elections mpetauke. Chifukwa na bebe zanka na ma elections yao. But DC wa Muno, wazanka na busy na ma elections yao. Although it's a government yatu ngatawin, Stephen and civil servants, unkana involved in politics. Chifukwa civil servant afunga nkana civil servant. Manje, ma DCs wa mu UPND. Brain yawe inagwiri on ma politics. Ba UPND. So, isa tikabwela, bazila angiza kudala awa ma DCs ametri now. That weve, ni ma politicians. Civil servants.
They're saying they're doing
so
this.
So, we'll deal with them accordingly.
They're saying this, the positions they hold, they're being appointed by the president. So, even if they were to lose the elections in 2026, they will not keep those positions. So, it is easy for them to still go political, like they have gone. There are quite a number of those that we've interacted with don't you think this same notion will still be used by some
No.
of your people that you
Nipoza hiyo, you see. That is why it is very wrong to think my district commissioners amene benzi na positions ma political parties. Wanzanga, men sebenza now. Muzaona what will give them is MCF. Tikawina government. Wazanka are very productive people. Olonga timaenda mu civil service aba. Wazanka na train. Wazasayina bonse ama papers aba. Atiko Kalaba DC imwe. So in my politics chokani mwoni. And wamena zambu wadilinga na first. Ndini as president. Ngati nakupeza ndiwe DC wa muno mulundazi. Imwe ba chairman imwe. Mabwela kuja kwa by election kuja katete. Then na miwo nani. Kwa mene kuja ndeka mene na motoka kwa mene kuja nikuisia motoka kwa mene kuja government. Nzaisia. Mzabwa na mendo. Kuchoka kuja katete. Kukwela kuno kulundazi. Chifukwa. Ni masobela. Civil servant afunika. DC ngati mwenda mwofisi muli DC. Ba CF wafunika baendamu mamupeza ntini DC. Ba vipani vinangu wafunika baendamu mamupeza ntini DC. Manje ma DC zamentili now these days nikutenga tabe ma bills va UPN dividend bapenda njito yabo nikukumanya tabe ma UPN officials si u DC wamemba napanga ku DC because district commissioner and civil servant in Vancouver as a civil servant for 10 years. Nikadibo yamba ndale. There's a civil servant for 10 years. My government since yana chinja. Pamene is a civil servant. Wenze wanachoka ba MMD. Ba chiruba, wenze wanachoka ba chiruba, ba choka, ba bwela mwanawasa. Ineneza nchito yanga sina chinja. Chifuka is a civil servant. The civil servant is not involved. They are not supposed to be in active politics. Manje, ababanzatu sipanapunzile chili chonse. Ababanzatu bashita choose kwamba ma politics okushita ndale kuma ni district commissioner ine nabauza that my elections next year yabwela elo wazankala na ma problems ya kulu maningi chifukwa sizabalekelela chabe time ya mene bayuzinga kusiyama offices yao kwenda kuma by elections sabauza to repay money for wasting government monies. Wazaka ngiwa kushita repay. They will have problems and they will even find themselves in jail. So, in a nikambako chabe chifuka in a nisa regulations that civil service.
We've seen this happen, and the current leadership has not taken any step against this activity that is being undertaken by DCs. What picture is it painting?
The administration yamentiri nayo hapa. Sees the governance idiots. That is why na vinva onongeka mziko muno chifukwa ba UPND pamene benzo bwela mu government. Sibezepo na idea on how government is to run. That is why maona ulimi kuno kwatu. Waonongeka. Chifukwa palipe idea pamene governance ifingo nkali na ya ulimi. Kuno kwatu kulundazi bantu ba pamene bakaunda benzo wa president, ba mwana wase benzo wa president, basata benzo wa president, bantu bakuno kwatu kulundazi benzo nkalira mu ulimi. Manje not so. Not so. Imo kuno kulundazi wanaita kwa ijamini wanaita kwa maloni aja. Safa. Ya malons niyo itandiza abantu wamene wachoka mu office program, washita graduate, wafini gotenga aja masafu loans. Manje kuno kulundazi. Amene wazo tenga, amene waja bakulu wanchito. Ndebo wazo tenga maaja maloni aja. Manje, imo wakulu wanchito izizose ni milandu zamene mupanga. Olo tiziziba, wezi wanatenga amene maloni after watenga masafu loans aya, waendena kuma kampeni kuja kupeta uke. Using the same money, but bantu amene wafini kotenga zijandrama, vene vandrama just wanatenga. Bantu wosa uka, bantu amene wavutika. Zandrama sibatenga. Amene batenga, wakulu amene wali ma offices. Manje, nizika mtu mbwanji. Shwa kuno kulundazi bantu bavutika kuno. Bantu bavutika kuno kuulimi, bantu bavutika kumuseo, bantu bavutika cost of living, bantu bavutika kulivonza chabe kuno kulundazi. That is why nabwela kuno. Kubauza. That ine hari Kalaba na banzanga MCF. Zami papani kuno. Elo pamene kaibo pwela pano pa radio. Nezinatu mira ba Honorable Brenda Nyerenda. Mayo mpiba kuno. Wami poshani wankoma.
Zikoma.
Alonga tumbaposha wankoma manini.
Taula
So, isetifu na bantu baziba chukusogolo vintu vizawama. peza vakamba youth chairman vatu neze minister of foreign affairs
Yes.
sifana nipishe ine nazirekera chabe chifukwa ine ni believe ma principles ya Michael Sata ni believe ma principles ya Kaunda ma principles not ya UPND chifukwa UPND chamene wa pushing abeve it's about themselves ni beve chabe vantu ma businessmen watandiza amela kuisa ma market kulibi leto pang'ono vana maboza iya CDF tampasani CDF kuno ma 38 million kana 35 million hiyo drama pakamwa chana bubanki drama mulibe
Ninati.
chifukwa pamene mukamba pali 35 million or 36 million or 38 million kwacha muno mulundazi pamene iyenda simungapaone imwe but mungaona ati kuti pamene vichitika manje ndifuna uza vantu vakulundazi kuno usadandaula. That's why Kalaba has come. That's what tabwela kuno tizionele mavuta amene mupitamu na kuyenda na imwe every step of the way.
Okay. Mulina maplani bwanji pa nkhani ya zaudi. Agriculture here is our mainstay. We survive through that. A lot of businesses that you see in town, a lot of these nice buildings that you're seeing is because of our farmers that are selling their produce to a lot of these business houses. And there's quite a lot that has happened over the years. But you've complained, and you've said probably you could have gotten from them or other people that stay here in Lundazi that farming isn't what it has been in the past. What plans do you have in the agricultural sector, if at all Zambians will give you the much needed support and win the 2026 election?
Iseva citizens first tiziva tinkani ya ulimi ndiye nkani ya mene amene. Tiziva ti vakaunda pamene wenzi wa president kuno kulundazi na Christmas nzombela tikuli Christmas.
Exactly.
Manje na Christmas kuno kulundazi kulibe chifukwa abantu bavutika chabe ulimi wamene umu. Vantu bakuno balina mpamvu zozisebenzela beka chamene balibe nibo batandiza. Ise tikamba tingatabwera number 1 i fertilizer amene ifunika kunkala kazifika kuma farmers on time. Why 61 years after independence, 61 years this year after independence, fertilizer ikalichuka ku Ukraine? Mununga simunga pange fertilizer, munusima ngale fertilizer plant no mulundazi to make your own fertilizer. Olo simulundazi simunga pange fertilizer mchipata, so that fertilizer choka pachipata pacha yapo hapa no palundazi to assist the farmers in pafupi kapa.
Those are the same promises the UPND made.
Mezo kamba chikambe kambe, there are no plans.
Now, how do Lundazi people believe you? Because they are thinking you are the same politicians. They'll be lied to the same way. These challenges they're facing.
Mankoma, that's why Namiuzani pano pa radio. Namiuzani at inenenze foreign affairs minister. Sembenenze mundu wa wenye. Okamba chikambe kambe. Sembe na foreign minister sembe sinasiye. But Nezenasi have a foreign minister 4 years before PF finished their government. 4 years. I left it. Sima kamba vintu, just was no kamba vintu ine. Kwa mene nzeli MP kubahati wazami uzani. Tikala abasai vala. Chifanya kamba chintu mpaka chichitike. So navamene ni kamba nenze foreign affairs minister ine. I have been naenda kuma country Zambia maningi. Ninaona mamene governance ichitikira. Not masovela meni uona anu muno mulundazi.
Is it possible to have fertilizer produced within Zambia?
Zambia ina raw materials. Yopanga fertilizer. Wakaunda ngati mwaibala. Wakaunda used to make fertilizer. Kuja ku NCZ. Penzo panga fertilizer kuja kafi wakaunda. Wakaunda mwenzo waseka, wakaunda siwenze wa economist. But wakaunda zopanga fertilizer muno Zambia. Manje ma economist mwenye mnaleta imo wena nkoma. Ndiye mwenye wacho sa fertilizer kuchoka ku Russia. 61 years after independence, inanika mbati nikaboela as president, blueprint ilipo kudala. Waka hundi manasa kudala blueprint. Chamene chifunika nukushita duplicate ija blueprint. Yende ma provinces manje. From Lusaka province, iboele Mkoba belt, iboele Eastern province. Chifukwa ino Eastern province, ngati mwaipasa fertilizer yokwana Eastern province can feed the entire Zambia. The entire Zambia. Ero kwamene kuno kulundazi ndiye kwamene kuli na mafarmers wambiri maningi chifukwa kuno chabe kuno kulundazi chimanga chamene chimachokako kuno kulundazi nchambiri maningi but road mulibe kuno mmalima na tobacco and yet muno isatikabwera mu government tufa tukachita introduce industry yopanga fuaka muno manene mulundazi chifukwa 61 years after independence fuaka tili matobacco muno mulundazi but amuna tipangira fuaka wachoka ku Malawi amuna tipangira fuaka wachoka ku Uganda amuna tipangira fuaka wachoka ku Zimbabwe. What type of leadership is that? Ise mtisangi muzango mnanoona chifukwa kuno kulundazi ino area ili properly situated. You are near the border kuno. Bantu wa Malawi wafuna wakasichoka ku Malawi wakasichoka ku Mozambique babwera muno mulundazi chifukwa muno mfunga mu ma industries mamangos munana mbili maningi muno kulundazi kama wala tatu mamangos kufuna mapangako industry opanga mamango juices muno mulundazi muina nshaba zambiri but kupanga kuchabe industry amena kuti lamuchita improve pa nshaba zanu kulibe peanut butter tilibe kuno kulundazi muina sunflower usipanga chabe cooking oil amene mukumwa muno ichoka ku Malawi ichoka ku Tanzania ichoka ku why in God's name should those things be happening? So isatikabwela ba citizens first tifuna bantu batu bambosebenza Zambia kudala chifukwa bena ngo bashusha panja pata yayi Kalaba wenze mu government wasuna vichite bamene okamba hivyo majo wavika mbila hapo radio neze mu government neze president neze minister chabe that's why I even resigned manje nifuna nkala president hello president nzankala chifukwa bazanga wavomera hapa naye wamene ngoma mtima wavomera chamene chifunika apa bantu bambeoneka ati ndi bantu muziko yawo kulibe country yakuti malaiti mulinayo but mugulisa malaiti bantu banu bankala kopamba malaiti nziko mtu ndipo njia tikamba lelo bankoma Zambia ishta export malaiti kwamene ku Malawi 50 megawatts of power. Zambia ishta export malaiti ku Namibia 70 megawatts of power. Zambia ishta export malaiti to South Africa 100 megawatts of power through the SADC Power Pool Agreement. Tikamba pano we're still exporting 130 megawatts of power ku DRC Congo.
Maybe Tikaribo.
Maybe
before we look at the energy sector, we would want also to hear your plans in that aspect. But there's one thing you spoke about, tobacco. I want to bring you back there and get to look at the status quo now. Our farmers have to move long distances to carry their produce from here, Lundazi, and then sell in Lusaka because they don't have flows here. Is there a possibility that the opposite can happen? We have this tobacco produced here and then everything else done and even sold. If at all there is anything that needs processing and whatnot, should also be done here. How possible is that under the citizens first?
Never mind enzo kamba. Don't say my jokes. Simu angaina ma farmers kuno, wali ma tobacco kuno. On top of that, the tobacco yao ngago chabe kulusaka. Ngakala president kusoga la kwa soma soga la swasira. Bameno aja kulusaka baja. Aboya kulo tobacco amenepo. Chifuka ma farmers batu sibanga vutika abali ma tobacco then futi bamupeleka tobacco kunya kulusaka mugulisa. Bameno akusaka zambo bwela kuno. Elo futi nakamba pali value addition bangoma. Nakamba tobacco yatu muno mulundazi. Tobacco yatu muno mu Eastern Province. Ifunika mbongala processed mwamene muno mu Eastern Province. So tobacco yatu zambo choka muno mu Eastern Province muli raw form. Tobacco yatu choka muno nishinifuaka nene icha. Already processed. Why nikamba so chifukwa? I Malawi they are processing fuaka. Chovu tapu ni chinji muno mwatu mziko to process fuaka isi. What is so difficult? Chamene chifunika wakaunda bezopanga fuaka panozo wa president. Bezopanga wakaunda siwenza wa economist. Wakaunda benzabe wa primary school teacher. But wakaunda benzo benzopanga ma industries in every province. Bezonapanga ma industry vakaunda. It's because vakaunda va Grezulu, va Ruben Kamanga, va ma leaders amene mwenze nayo kuno kwatu ku Eastern Province. Benzokonda bantu. Benze serious na ntchito yawo. Sibenze ma businessmen iyayi. Beve bezonabwera kugwira ntchito. That is why pachipata apa mwenzepo na chipata ni bicycle plantija apa chipata ego plant yes bicycles ku Livingstone kwezeka assembly plant kumanza kwa menchokela hivi ndio kwenze mansa batteries ukawambwa kwenze mununshi kumwinilunga kwenze mwinilunga pineapples ku kapiri kwenze kapiri glass. Every province yenze na industry amenezo sebenza. Manje lelo yonse ma industries yanaenda inenimiuzani bantu bamafa bantu bamasala elo ise tina sala ndise bamene zanyamula Zambia kuipereka kusogolo tfatina tina meso mpenye.
All right. Another thorny issue could be surrounding meal prices and maize. We have quite a lot of maize here and all that. The prices now, if you were to buy minimum, it's quite cheaper to a certain extent. Over 340, you can have a 25 kilogram bag. I know specifically for the UPND in 2021, they were promising lower prices than they were in that particular year, somewhere around 150 or so. But now we are talking more than double. What plan do you have for this staple food?
First of all, in Wankoma, you are very exposed. They mankala cheap. So ise unga ndo kungo nkala the cheapest from Zambia. Ngati mwenda ku China wamadia rice. Ku China rice ndiye the cheapest commodity rice. Mukaenda ku France wamadia bread. Bread ndiye cheap. Mukaenda ku Uganda wamadia bananas at matoke. Matoke ndiye cheap. Manje muno unga wai unga udulira. Wakaunda benza banankala mupawa 27 years. Nichifua wakaunda benzoziva ati muntu amene amasebenzera kuunga. Muntu amene ana masobera kuunga. Suo sobere lako yayi. Sunga musunya mpawa. Ababwera benzera bwana wenyi. Benza banakamba ati bevi bakabwera mu government. Unga amene onzo sta cost 140 that time. Zambo sta cost 50 kwacha. Lelo tikamba ba president batu banakangiwa no bwera kuno kulundazi. Olukamba chabe zikomo ine sina wine my elections na bwera kulundazi. Kwamba zikomo pali bantu banayimirira 16 nachoka number 3 elo kuno kulundazi mozo munansanga nanga number 3 ine nyomba zikomo nanga bebe bana wina wasi na bwera pano pakanele kuomba zikomo chifuko bantu banabo eza mavotes ya mbili maningi kuno kulundazi but ndiye bantu amene balira amene sibali grateful. So unga uja chama chipinga kuunga number 1 olo bakamba mene sofuno why rice is cheap to France? It's because government might subsidize rice or bread to France. Ma Chinese might subsidize rice to China. Ku Morocco wakutia couscous. Couscous might subsidize. Wa Uganda so on and so forth. Why kuno tikanja ku subsidize unga? Why? Because ntito ya government ni kumaking sure ati muntu ali onse afunika akwanise kugola bag of minimum. But manja ngati mambogola unga pali 400 kwacha. Unga pali 350. Ni vangata za kwanisa hivyo. Ndiye number 1. Cha number 2 ni zinami uzani. Sisapo za price ya unga maningi. Ni cost of production ngati mwai boza pansi. Ngati fertilizer ya mbochoka pafupi papa chipata hapa. Kwa mwamene muno mulundazi. Ndiye muli industry. It's cost of production abwela pansi. Naturally, the benefits will be passed over to us, my consumers. But in that unga, fertilizer choka ku Russia, choka ku Ukraine. Nishipali mavuto ya mbili manyingi hapo. Unga sunga bwele pansi. Chifukwa, cost yo leta fertilizer is high. Ba farmer batenga at a very high cost. Na lebe posta vintu vijavene, apo lima, apo series production yao, the costs are high. they'll pass on to us, the consumers.
Isn't this global? Because fuel comes all the way that far end. We don't produce fuel. But don't you think we are here because of the same? Because these are the reasons that they're giving out. Won't you come in 2026 and still tell us the same, that we don't produce fuel?
Muziva. And that's where ni mankala na problems in Koma. Ankoma. Bantu amina kondoka mbati global. Yeah, chifukwa vili global. Nishimwaziva ati uyu muntu saganiza kufika hapo maningi. Chifukwa ngati mukambati vintu venze global. Why fuel pa Malawi woka pa even yo chipa kuchira muno Mzambia? Ngati vili global. Ngati vili global. Why ngati mwaenda ku milk niyo chipa mu Uganda kuchira muno Mzambia? Ngati vili global. Why unga pa Congo DRC Congo? Unga wagula more expensive. 1,000 a bag kapena pa Congo apata. Muno wagula ni 400 kwacha. But mukambati global. Ni leadership problem. Amine ilipo ni leadership problem. Muna ma leaders amine bakonda drama. Muna ma leaders amine walipe chifundo ku bantu. Benzo tama nika mawenye beva kapwela mu government, bazamile kinga sure ati unga uza chipa. Unga suna chipe na kuno kulunda iswapo yako no bwelako. Why? But baivala at mamansi yaenda. Baivala at next year ni my elections. That's why bantu bakuno kulundazi register to vote. And then mushte register bambiri. So atingati mwanyamuka ijade kwa ndo sanga president one Hari Kalaba. Nisi mulishua Hari Kalaba mpaka shabi apiti. Alo wanaboza iya Hari Kalaba ni mufana. Hari Kalaba sanga kale president. Wankoma jine mufana hii. Chifukwa experience amene nili nayo ine. Experience amene nili nayo ine. Simunga sitana kompena kuru wamene wande wa president wa umanja wa minister zambili mnungabit. Ine nenze minister for 8 years. Nenze member of parliament for almost 10 years. 2 terms. But nenze civil servant for 10 years. So ine I know nise wamene government isebenzela. That's why ngati na miuzani ati fertilizer izaka bwela muno Mzambia. Napo yambila niziwa. That's why nikamiuzani ati 61 years after independence simunga sinkala soya beans mulima muno mulundazi. But masoya chunks achoka ku Malawi.
Let's switch focus, Mr. President. You have come by road. Probably you should have acquainted yourself pretty well with the state of the Lundazi Chipata Road. People now have reached a point where they think this is a campaign too. Governments have come and gone. They have promised to work on this road, substandard works. Just few months after the construction or rehabilitation, the road is back to its bad state. Just the other year, the new Dawn government had put it on their budget to be worked on. Nothing materialized last year. This year we were also told it is on the budget. The work on it. We have seen some work to a certain extent, but this is the work that has already been criticized. Are you also going to use this as a tool to campaign and ascend to power? You garner votes from here, people thinking this road is going to change. Is there a solution under the Citizens First?
Thank you, Ankoma. Ankoma, marizing issue is very important. Ya mseo. Mseo naendamu. Nizofuna kama pa first page about Manchester Guide. Hii road naendamu. Hii road ni 180 kilometers. I think. From Chipata to Lundazi.
Slightly over 150.
175?
175.
Okay, let's just say 180.
180
kilometers. 180 kilometers at the most moving kama tena sabi in 1 hour 30 minutes. Nisi mwafika. But 180 kilometers it takes more than 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. Kufika kuno kwatu kuno kulundazi kwa Chipata. Then the government bashita monga mamisoberesani kuno kulundazi. Wani kamba so chifukwa vatenga vima machine vo kufa na vipeza vilipata parodi pacha. Kumila ngizani ati ai anytime tingasebeze ngati vaimbekeza ma-elections muzaona ngati tafika mu March next year vija vya machines vija vizambosebenza vazakasebenza kuti pang'ono slow mpaka ma-elections akabwele ngati mwapanga mistake na futi yo vasankha vaja ma UPND vija machine futi vamanager system yawo zanda parking ise tikabwela mu government nizouza vanzanga amene nize nawo amotoka nizovauza ati ino road sembe vasata sivanafe sembe ino road vanaipanga kudala chifukwa sata was always talking about Lundazi Chipata road even Chipata cha Diza ija road sembe vasata sembe vanavipanga kudala vya roads because vasata vanasta introduce ngati mukumbuka nkoma zanaita Link Zambia 8000 elo mu Link Zambia 8000 Chipata Lundazi road yenzepo Chipata cha Diza road yenzepo vakalipiwa yamba vafa na maplans yao yonse yafa ine nikabwela Link Zambia 8000 ibwelela chifukwa kuno kulundazi elo nikamba it's not because of undali nikamba pamene niona neze naimira munjiro more than 4 times kusache admire mwamene milisi ikulira mwamene tobacco ikulira mwamene sunflower ichokera. It's a marvel along this road, but we're not on a road. Bantu bakulundazi banaluvya nyabichani mavotes banamipasani kuwapasa chape road sampe mpani ndrama za kuti bapase bana bawo iyayi chabeni wakamba di road chape so that mezi yao baende kuchape mushi apa chavuta nchani yalo bachita every year ati bafakamu budget koma sampe pasani ndrama iyayi. Why project inoswaita yako nzelo? It's because bazi bantu bakuno kulundazi sibovuta iyayi.
Some minister was quoted having said this is a non-economic road. Do you still share the same sentiments with this minister?
Uyo minister sezo zova nenzo kamba. Ino Chipata Lundazi ngati non-economic road. Nishinifa mlangiza kuchabe road imozi amine ili economic kuchira Chipata Lundazi road. Ni it road here. Chifukwa economic road need a minister contribute to nation's GDP. Not so. Lundazi is contributing to the nation's GDP. But Lundazi mu pano mucha ndio mucha chimanga maningi kuno ku state province.
Yes.
Iyo ngati economic contribution is chani. Kuno kulundazi ndimo mena muchita tobacco maningi kuno. Iyo ngati economic contribution is chani. Sunflower muchita kuno. Nshaba mulima kuno. Manje, tamene wafuna mkachilo china mchani. Ile tamene ninga kambi pano pa radio. Na wazanga wadi hapa. Ni chakuti. Home is where your heart is. Ngati kuli mutima kwako. Kunyumba kwako nikamene mutima ulili. Ngati mutima wako uli kuplace. Olo ungankale bwanji bize na bize ya mtundu bwanji. Uzabwele lao kuja kuplace kwa kuchifa kuja kuplace ukona. Kuno kulundazi wanakisipaka kuwaya. Elo sivo ufunza na ufunza vile. Muzipatikizako chabi kuli wa UPND.
In the past,
Because it shows.
In the past, we've had Mkondo Lungu, who served as deputy speaker to that level. We have had Dingiswayo
Very honorable man.
who also served at a high level because he was in the first cabinet under Kaunda. We have had produced quite a number of ministers to that extent. Others that served in Lumezi before it broke away from Lundazi, as well as Chasefo. But when you look at the formation of the current cabinet or the current leadership, Lundazi does not have that much representation. None of the people that hail from here could be holding a position of a minister at this particular time. What do you think in this line? You've just made a statement to this regard before I asked you this question. Does it attribute to what you just said?
Yes, because kuno kulundazi some taking serious. And yet kuno kulundazi, you are very well populated. Kuno kulundazi, you are hard workers. Kuno kulundazi, you are committed to your country. Kuno kulundazi, you are serious agriculturists. But government yard, yayo PND, same time konizeo. That is why Nikambati, in 2026, and then we must register to vote this year. 2026, mbacho sepo wa UPND. Wafumapokale? Mufakepo Harry Kalaba na wanzake mu CF na muuka, so that tichinje vintu muno muziko mwatu. Elo makambamusha maningi lamkondo lungu very honorable kuno master produce my ministers very Ingiswayo Banda was a very respectable man. Lamkondo lungu very respectable man. So abavonse bantu batu aba sembe tilesta continue na benangu wafatira po benangu sembe nolundazi na chinja but kulundazi kuno Brenda Nyerenda is trying. Aye sauja mzimai, but she's only alone. Engashite vichali Brenda. She's just alone. That is why tifunika tibwele tukuzane manje na mai wa Brenda amene baja so tichinje vintu muno mulundazi.
Mr. Kalaba, let's now talk about something very, very important. You can have all these things you're talking about, but if you have ill health and without good health care system, then definitely you lose your life and everything will go all in vain. What plans do you have in this particular aspect? Because we've observed many a times you go to a health facility, they can't give you medication other than a prescription to a certain extent where you need to go and buy from a pharmacy or a drugstore. What do you have in the health sector?
Is CF. Ngatimukumbuka in the 70s and 80s. Wakaunda was making sure that even means my doctorsenzopezeka. Makumbuka?
Yes.
Kwenze my Indian doctors, kwenze my Egyptian doctors, kwenze my Cuban doctors, kwenze my doctors from all over the world wenzobwela kuno chifuko wakaunda wenzoziva. At your health is your wealth. Ise, nice, we are going to continue on that policy. Chifukwa is a tizi, but Zambia and India have got a very good relationship. There is no way mungankale hospital munga parundazi hapa mchana ma doctors ya tatu. What type of thing is that? Kufunika ma doctors babwela, ma specialist doctors. Chifukwa sometimes mumaenda kulusaka, amista ni refer kulusaka chifukwa dialysis machine kuno kulundazi kulibe. Ishindikwenda kuchipata ukulusaka. Isetika bwela health different character meteta na health tourism. Health tourism tifunika bantu baku Malawi aba, bantu baku Mozambique, bantu baku Tanzania, bafunika kazibwela muno mwatu mu Zambia for medication.
Is that possible?
It's very possible. Chifukwa Zambia is surrounded by 8 countries. We must take advantage of our neighbors. Tina ma 8 countries ni business yonseyo. But DRC Congo, there are 120 million people in DRC Congo. Mwende pa Malawi, they're just like Mamene Mono Mzambia. Mwende ku Angola. So, if our health institutions were okay muno, mankwala sembenze mfupatela. Mamene wakaunda benzo chitila. Bantu sebama kwenda kuno for medication and the government would have been making revenue out of that sphere. But it's we can't raise revenue out of our hospitals. Chifukwa mankwala mulibe. Lelo abayupendi bilantu zadeva kabwela mankwala mpatala zapezeka. Ankala na worse situation.
Nakopimira tikaguli.
Imoshuwa. Mavuta mtundu bwanja. So isetibwele. Tifuna ma hospitals yatu. Tambonkana ma nurses. Elo ise policy yatu. Ngati ndiwe nurse, ngati makumbuka wankomo. Kuti bakaunda. Ngati ndiwe nurse. Kweze lipo kunkalamba tu uyembekeza ngati wasiza kosi yako kungena nchito. Ngati wasiliza ndiwe nurse straight away wangena nchito. Ngati ndiwe doctor wasiliza ndiwe doctor straight wangena nchito. ngati ndiwe teacher wasiriza ndiwe teacher straight wangena ntchito not vevi vakambati vangenesa vantu kanga 30,000 vacha ngati iye tangenesa ise 30,000 titoteleni tagwira ntchito pagwira ntchito famuli establishment ya government kugwira ntchito kama ngati mwapanga industry ya tobacco muno kugwira ntchito kama ngati mwapanga industry ya cooking oil ngati mwambozipangira mwebene masoya chunks muno mulundazi ichi mwaziva ti ntchito mwambogwira muno manje simungakamba ti mugwira ntchito using government established structures kudala so ise va CF tifuna ngati tabwela ngati ndiwe doctor kulipo kuyembekeza ngati wasiriza nikamba kunchito ngati ndiwe nurse ngati ndiwe teacher elo ma teachers tinakamba kudala isinga our CF tinakamba tingati ndiwe teacher because ndiwe batata wa teacher rural hardship allowance kuno kulundazi irodi amene irodi rural hardship allowance ifunika nkala 100% of your basic pay ndiye ise wa CF ngati ufala 5,000 kwacha as your basic pay na rural hardship yako allowance ni 5,000 kwacha funika kwankala incentive then uzankala deliberate policy for my teachers amene wankala munga amene muno mulundazi tifuna ngati wasiriza 5 years my MPs amene muona my MPs ngena chabe mu parliament bakupasa duty free vehicle ise tifuna ngati ndiwe teacher wasebenza for 5 years diligently muno mulundazi muno mumizi ufunika wankala qualified kugula a duty free vehicle na iwe jamene ifunika and we are going to implement it. Why my teachers watu wama kutaba muno Mzambia, bataba muno waenda ku Botswana, waenda ku Namibia? It's because of my incentives monga meni kambapo ayo. Isengatabwela muno, tifuna ma teachers vatu, ma nurses vatu, bakapokola vatu ameni wadi panja hapa, abwela mkunuona. Thank you very much bakapokola for coming kuno mku to make sure that I'm safe. Ndame chifungi onkalira. Bakapokola ameni hapa. Bafunika ngati after 5 years. Mwapasa incentive. Ni incentive bwanji. There's a minister of lands ine. There's a minister of lands. Ku lands kuja. Inezo kamba iti every citizen. Chikulu chabe una NRC. Ufunika wankala na land. On title. Manje ulikapokola. Wanakuchosa kuja chifua kuja uzona wapasa permit bahari Kalaba kuchipata. Wakuchosako. Wakufaka kuwaya kulundazi. Chifua road nyoi paenda kulundazi. Oenda kwa mwase mpangwe kuja baka kupeleka kuli konse kuja for as long as was saving a more than 5 years ufunika wankala qualified kunkala na land as a police officer. For one day you retire, you need to go and settle on some land, and it doesn't matter where your land will be given. Ingakupa singati Nkabompo, ingakupa singati Nkulundazi, ingakupa singati Mchipata, for as long as you are a Zambian. We have to do that. That is why ise. Kwa benda kumakola wankoma. Ise. Awa mene muona hapa. Machama ni banga hapa. Olonga different wapasa wu DC. Chifuka se Stephen kushita promote laziness, or kushita promote muntu wenze youth chairman mamene muna mulundazi. Futi mamweka mamene muna ndizangala DC mamene muna mulundazi. Awa zaka enda kusolwezi hapa. Vacha bataka zipeza kumanza. Bakumanza bazipeza muno mulundazi. Benangu hamuno bazaenda ku Mungu. Chifukwa ni one Zambia, one nation. Ndiame ntista promote ise wa CF. Tifuna abantu ngati ni nurses bali pale wanika nursing school kuja ku Mungu. Those nurses should not be employed ku Mungu kuja. Bafuna kwa bwele kuno. Integration, so that we can kill each spirit of regionalism. Yes. Because the minister promote tribalism na regionalism, ni vaku tima teachers pa Mansa Teachers Training College. Basiriza, mampeleka pa St. Clemency, mampeleka pa Mansa Teacher Day, mampeleka mapelekeni ku Solwezi. Pelekeni ku Monze, mapelekeni ku Chani, so that teach the fuse inoziko. Angati mukumbukila bazo mwale wenze wa minister, Fines bila wale wenze wa MCC, Ruben Kamanga wenze wa MCC at one time, but once I was serving in various parts of Zambia. Ruben Kamanga wenze ku Luapula, wenze ku Northwestern, wenze kuti Chifuka kaunda izana ziva ati kusunga ziko nyinzelo Usunga ziko, simunga tenge DC. Akudira mamene muno mulondazi. Vose mapoti zindali mamene muno mulondazi.
Sangampa ulemu.
Ati office yongena hapo ndio DC.
Sangampa ulemu yayi.
Bangampe ulemu yayi.
Yeah.
All right, we are hosting Citizens First President Harry Kalaba on NCHEZGO tonight, right here on Kanele 97.7 FM. I'm your host, Stephen Nkoma. It's now that particular time that we engage you, our dear listener, to give us a call or just send us a message and give us a question. And President Kalaba, with his team, should be able to respond. 0776 371293. 0776371293 or 0969928858. Imo majula cha sonsona hapa mawelesi inu tukutumbizana na mlongozi wa chipani cha kususana na boma cha Citizens First CF makupikiza mbadada Harry Kalaba ndipo tadumba tunandi tingaongera usanga mapulikako chifuko wa kutebete stasu na chinyanja chenecho chikupulikika makola kuno kwa kwitu kukanele bokosiwano muri na fumbo yachi Titoleko Banghondi will first of all accommodate 5 callers, and then Honorable Kalaba will be able to respond. You are through to NCHEZGO. Hello? Good evening, sir. How are you? I'm all right.
Honorable President Kalaba,
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm good.
What's your name, sir, and where are you calling us from?
This is Comrade because I'm calling from Lusaka.
Thank you so much, comrades. Go ahead. Is it a question or contribution?
Both.
Okay.
Let me start with the question. And my moderator, I would want you to make sure that my leader there answers this question.
No problem. I've given you 2 minutes, and it's counting.
Yes. Kalaba, you are telling the people of Lundas that you are very honest, and whatever you say, Kamene Makamba Pichika. You told the nation when you resigned, government PF, that you resigned because PF was so corrupt, including like Garou. So the people of Lundas want to hear from you, a very honest man. Tell them what the government of PF were corrupt about. What are those things that Lundas were saying? Secondly, you are saying this government is doing nothing, they want to disaunga, they want to ban. Let us be fair to ourselves. The people of Lundas, most of them, they are farmers. They know that when they have good rain, they understand that. When you talk about the issue of subsidy community, don't you know that the basic is subsidy? Or you want me to remind you? Basic is subsidy. There is subsidy to Bukanya. The only problem with the letter, if I had more time, I would have explained it. The only problem that we have as a nation in agriculture, whenever Manawasa came up with this animal quality system, he wanted farmers to be graduating, and that is how it was crafted.
Yep.
After 3 years, my farmers were to come, Mamba would do nera.
In conclusion, comrades, in conclusion.
Yes, I conclude. Because of politics, we continued giving the same people, as a result, that is the problem we have. When you talk about manufacturing...
Comrade Mukosa, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. We are through to NCHEZGO. Hello? Nivandani watumina kuti. Okay. Dada Nkunika dumbani tipulika. Ni fumbo panyi ndemanga? Ayo ya ntipulika kuna.
ile mkuzanya matalanyani mtaa jinsi bege pa data karama au ili fauna ne njala yupaka kurunda na karoti njala chikuweze kwa kudomo ndiweze kwa sababu mnafatareza kusofika kwa mwanya matalanyani jinsi bege pa data karama unane ita kwa chikamba kuyamba kutakati huku kutikuya za mkufara viki kiza mtona zilanjani kumweza miamba kwa haraka zimajani mango papa peka ili tuote ya mkirimchanya zeka data karama kutizama pevoti
kwitu kwa mzamu taonga nkunika.
Alright. Kanele FM, ale. Makora matandalauli bama manjano tumilako.
mama mtonga kwa chiu
Ye wa mama dumba antipulike.
ya hii kuonga hapa kuyao gaza na fundo iweni so hizo ishi tukupe hapa kuna kundazo mwayoyera dada au kwa mzamu huko mwafrika wakutufuga wanafatareza lero mukabandira na bati kaunga kwanika kulima utinabanja inandi kweneso hii wawa hali kala wawo mjana fundo yo kuturati wonerenge kwa ise kuno tunapotile wationere ise kuno kundazi ise tunakuwa bondera na machalo wakagarukira ingani nyao huyo
Okay. So, ngedega wa mama? Okay. Kanele FM, hello? Matandalauli? Makora majano tumina kwa? Okay, bwana. Mujida fumbo panjide manga? Okay. Dumba antipulike. Okay. All right. Getting out? Okay. Kanele FM, hello? Matandalauli? Yo esani kona nkongono. Makola mbajano tumilango. Azimba dumba antipulike. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to President Kalaba, we have the 5 calls who will get the next batch after you respond to these. But probably Mr. Zimba from Chasefu is saying he's CF president there. He doesn't know yet. If it is, he's ready and others to join.
Kuchasefu Citizens Fest iliko, in fact, nzafunza wa provincial chairman silinao pano. Karibu siliza program weza wapa sanamba kuchasefu. Osa tibasiye radio program ino. Zempa sani manamba zama leaders aba. But also na namba ya provincial chairman na wa deputy spokesperson wa to Denton. So that when I come now, mazawati sana introduce my leaders.
Okay.
Na uchasefu.
Panji kungawa kwa kusazirako pa mafumbo yafumbika ngana ndiko mafumbo mungawa vuilako.
Ine kusazirako nadi kulipo hapo bangu yapo ba agriculture. Iyo agriculture yangu bandemanga ya comment meaning kukolezeako ivo bangu ya bakalaba. Fertilizer nadi mu PF bakapelekanga ya sorghum bakapelekanga 9 mabags. Then pa soybeans bakapelekanga 8 mabags. Then siawa ikasangika 7. So pene papa za tikazachuruka after aba wawina bakazawe kuti baza mkuikako. Wanipirikisa huko. Baza mkuikako fertilizer ma cooperative mpange ya nadi. So po ikako ma fertilizer ayo yakasangika kutwa chitambuni ila allocation ya yose ila ya ba reduced ya ba same uniform ya ba 66 so yala yanyake apachanya yali rutankuni bana kwitu hivyo nasono ndiye mafumbo tufumba ila kola mnyake wa mfumbapo kuti ila PF ikashitanga makola ikapelekanga 8 ikapelekanga 9 ikapelekanga 7 lero fertilizer ya wakalasono gavana muma mbali zimbeo kupusika bantu zimbeo wopeleka waka mumbali ungalima waka kulima sono tulima waka makonde not kulima pamunda bati bantu bakunu mbachitukuko andi bantu bakurundazi bogona aye na chitukuko ndi bantu boseweza chomeni so bakalaba abombe za mkwiza fula ao ma request linayo pamoja nao bakalaba mba president bitu bopulikisa meaning iyala baza mkitari state baza mkoyezerapo noti bantu batorengelesi meaning lesi bantu bali mengelesi na production ibenge low so tukumba bala bakawa suppose kuikapo kuti benge more to do more better than bala banyapo bakalekera so bakalaba bali muno bajipulikira imo bana bakwitu mwana wa mzanu mufakepo muzao na maina za chitira 2026.
President Kalaba, Comrade Mukosa from Lusaka did come through as well. He was the first caller. He said when you were resigning as Foreign Affairs Minister in the Patriotic Front government, you came out open and said there was corruption which you couldn't associate yourself with, and you did resign. But you were not so clear on what specific corruption activities you were referring to. Could you be too open to the people of Lundazi and enlighten them on this particular corruption you alleged in the PF government?
I know what, this is where the UPND baffles me. The PF is no longer in power. It is the UPND which is in power. Of what consequence is it for me to begin talking about what was happening in the PF when there is corruption in the UPND? The president just the other day, a president wezokamba jade, wezokamba ati, osati mukazishita announce ngati muntu mushita investigate. Osati mukazwashita announce. Ndikuganza kwa mtundu kwanje. Chifukwa vakaunda ngati uli minister. Pamene wenza president wakaunda. Ngati wambatapo kushita investigate, vakaunda wenzopisha. Vasata, ili nze minister muli vasata. Vanzanga wenzala vashita drop. Just because wenzo vashita investigate. Manje wewe sibafuna hivyo. Akainde. Bafuna wa ministers bashite continue looting, bashite continue the behavior yo onongeka, but no sati bantu bazibe. Sindina meni kamba beka wa president bezo kamba 2 days ago. Ndiye nkanza mini bantu bafuni koziba za corruption hizo. Corruption manje mu UPND yapakilako kuchana mwamene enze lili mu PF. Ba PF benze ma babies benze bana banchito baja. Aba ni mapapazi aba ndiye bene. Aba ndiye bene baka corruption ba UPND. So baja mene wafunza wa Mukosa ndiye problem ya ba UPND amene so funo shita understand ati bantu because of corruption yao yakuti mupasa bantu ma fertilizer mu meda kuno kwatu kuno kulundazi mupasa bantu mapacks ya bwera yo kwanira but muzi bati inakani naingela kudara ama packs mapacks yambiri amasana export kwa mende ku Malawi hata smago yaenda kuja ku Malawi pamene abakulu kulu banchito iye corruption ya mene bantu bongo wa Mukosa wakazika mbapo osati wakamba 2017 chifukwa wambela manyazi government yao yakangiwa kusebenza government yao igulisa malight government yao is very corrupt government yao yakangiwa kupanga chipata cha Diza Road yakangiwa kupanga Lundazi chipata road yakangiwa uyu wina ngweza kamba kola hapa my youths ezwana wakamba uzamasta promise nchito zili kuti simunga pange nchito kupambana ma industries amene tifuna oleta ise unless mwambo panga fuaka muno mwamene mulundazi vana vatu suzangana nchito unless mwambo panga soya beans mwambo panga masoya chunks muno mwamene mu Eastern Province vana vatu suzangana nchito unless mwambo panga sunflower mwambo panga cooking oil from sunflower vana vatu nchito mwibaleko and unless chimanga chatu iyamene ichani mwambo panga vakude vankumba vakude vachani vankuku as a byproduct ya maize otherwise susangana nchito kuno. Those are the issues and bakuno kuno kumawa amene bafuna ombela manje ngati unifunza vindu mine vinapita kudala sibai na mupawa elo ngati na bawo ngati na ambo ngati nambosta explain pano manipasa time ili limited nambe ononga time pano kampa vintu pamene vilibe kumutu nisintachabe ntawo ya bantu kuno.
Then also Mrs. Mtonga did come through and said there's a Tumbuka word she used. It's not an insult. Kugaruka, neglecting people that have supported you. When they give you this support in 2026, won't you also neglect them the same way they have been neglected by this government? That was her question.
Ile lezo kamba pa nenze nabwela pa ja 2020 redo kwanjija radio ja nokulondazi radio chikaya nenze nakamba bankoma radio chikaya aba UPN ndiye mune mufuna upasa ku leadership ku president experience balibe nenze nakamba pa radio but Anthony balipo baje nenze nawo nami uzana ati lo mukabapase so zakabwela kuchifuka baje abantu ma businessmen tamene bafuna bebe ni profit. That's why bagusa ma light imo mwipe ma light mono muziko evagulisa chikwa bebe ni business. So baja mtima wao okay ngati batenga ba president batu balipo hapo batenga na ba president Kaunda mawafaka hapa na ba president Sata mawafaka hapa awa metri na ba president mwagamba twakonda abantu kuchira bakaunda mwagamba twakonda abantu kuchira basata mwagamba twakonda abantu kuchira ba Edgar Lungu chakana chifukwa aba amene tili now ni ma businessmen.
They are saying
so ine anifuna yanga ine nambo bwela kuno kulundazi for a very long time ni mabwela kuno elo sinaleme na kubwela ni mabwela kuno chifukwa niziba ndise tina salapo bo sunga lundazi bwino 70 lipo ino lundazi. That's why tibwela bwela kuno. I think pali ma nze nachoka number 3 balungu wachose kuchukua balungu wanasta retire manje sibaliko maichechi wanabwela kuno kulundazi bandizeko so wanabweleko manje bantu bakupasa iwe ndiwe president elo mayuzinga na helicopter. How come kuchani kufamu kwao wamaenda every time sipama pita 2 months nisiwaenda kufamu kwao after 4 weeks vaenda kufamu kwao kuja kuna mwala after 3 weeks vaenda kufamu kwao chifu tapo kwela ndeke imoza mino mukwela kwenda kufamu kwano kubwela kuno kulundazi kukamba zikomo ku bantu bana misankani na kuona chabe road yawe chira kutapo ni chinji
selfish.
aha
Kulingombe kucha.
so inanimipe mpani bantu bakulundazi muzionera mwebene mamene bamisungirani. That is why ndikambati chitani register to vote, be registered voters. Silinga mibaleni ine kwa mene nichokera ndine mwana wa mfumu.
All right.
Elo batipunzisa kunkala na kusebenza na bantu.
Okay.
Why sina baibane ma leaders bangaba sembani taba mama taba.
Maybe before we go back to the second batch of cause, let's look at the energy sector. Having this conversation for 10 days or whatever period it's going to take, if we don't talk about the current load shedding, then we have neglected Zambians. What do you have in the energy sector? They have come forth and said we are where we are today because the previous regimes did not invest in the energy sector. What do you have in stock for Zambians in as far as the energy sector is concerned?
2 things. Short term and medium term and long term. In fact, 3 things. Short term, ngati Mansanga president lero. First agenda item designed na wanzanga wamene aba ku Namibia. Na kubauza president wako Namibia pepani. Malaita mintima mpazani 70 megawatts tiya kumipasani. Chifika watu kulundazi. Siwanga zinkala kupambana malaiti. Then imwe na malaiti kono. Pepani. So, i contract taijua. Choka hapo zaenda Malawi mpafupi hapa. Pepani stinga continue kumpasani malaiti. 50 megawatts tista withdraw. Chifika watu siwanga zinkala kupambana malaiti. Because remember, it's a different my industries, eh? There's soon of my industries without my electricity. So tizaenda ku DRC Congo, South Africa, tizalesa immediately exporting of power to other countries. And I cannot allow that. We'll stop from my contract in as a minister. Hello, Minister of Foreign Affairs. My contract, you know, many government decide what they call force majeure. Ija achan, amashita insert.
Close.
It's a clause. Ija force majeure kamba chabati. I contract mungaishte terminate. Kapena ngati kwa bwela vindu amene sina chite think of an emergency ngati mufuna. You can manje bakambati kuli drought. Bakambati manzi mkariba mulibe. Why must they export malite? It's chifukwa beve bataanzelu kuma foreigners instead of Mazambians. That's the problem. So long term mvula bankoma banami uzani bantu amene banaenda kuma school meteorological department. Banami uzani ati mvula ku southern province, ku western province, silo ukamanje as much as mamene ilokela kuno ku eastern province, ku Luapula, ku northern, the northern corridor. So my hydropower stations tizale ku upangila manje ku southern region. Zambo upangila ma hydropower stations kwa mene mvula ilokela. Kuti kuno ku eastern region or ku northern region. Chifukwa ndio kamene kuli mvula. Wakaunda benzemana isako may he so rest in peace. Tenze kusiavonga the other day. Kusiavonga is surrounded by a man-made lake. Ni Kariba ijate. Wakaunda zanapanga ja Kariba for hydropower generation in the southern corridor. But now tikambati tifuna natural rains yakazibwela so that my turbines ngati mvula yapaka my turbines can move. So example upanga ma hydropower stations where mvula iloka. That is one. Two, disaster invest. Chifukwa right now, kupima companies yali yonse. There are no companies right now, small companies. I mean, I have to generate my light 1 megawatt wagulisa, 0.5 megawatts wagulisa, or chan. There are no companies like that. Tifuna tishite cascade down. Tishite kuma small companies. Bambi upanga my light. We just cannot have malaiti amino bapanga chabe NCHEZGO ndia amino bapanga basta na transmit basta na chan tifuna ma small companies na beve they should go in the energy mix. Okay. We want that, but also the government wakamba pali solar. If I was president wakamba pali solar. My priests, my religious people are my sisters, my priests, my bishops, my pastors. Send the government in pasako incentive yo landila with my solar at duty free churches, you know, that is one incentive. But also, I mean, I import solar from Zambia. Send the government in Ashta waiver tax. That's Ashta waiver tax. Ashta go tax on bringing in my solar equipment, short term, so that ngati bantu baleta solar equipment from Zambia, ngati machita go tax for later muno, ninshi izankala cheaper wantu kugula muno. Even my teachers watu muno mulundazi, my doctors watu muno mulundazi, izankala na solar. But mukamba pali solar, but president was kamba jade, why mulila imwe bantu pali hydro ngati malaiti yaenda. Gulani solar chabe, ma solar ya paka. Bakamba solar president, shika vina drama.
Yeah.
Manje youth chairman wanga uyuwe. Uzanjita kuti solar. Na you ndiwe solar.
Other than solar and hydro, others have suggested diversifying further to nuclear energy. What's your line of thought?
Nuclear energy ndine naiyamba. Amene neze foreign affairs minister, ni paredio pano. Bakabwela bakanishusha katina maboza. Nuclear energy ndine naenda ku Russia. Na the late secretary to the cabinet Musiska. Ndine nasa in agreement between Zambia and Russia to develop a nuclear power plant along airport road Kurusaka. Ija nuclear power plant enzo funika aikazipanga 20,000 megawatts of power. 20,000 is a consumptive capacity yake as a country at peak value. Pamwamba ngati malait konse yaka maenda sijasebenza, it's just 3,200 megawatts a day. Just 3,200 megawatts a day. But it's a nuclear plant. Is endo panga 20,000 megawatts. So in idea yanga yenzi yakuti tiambio start train vana vang'ono from the University of Zambia in nuclear sciences. Ngati vasiriza vaenda, and I signed for that, and the program started. Mambo manga kuno na vana vanzi vanamboenda ku Russia to train. My idea was Zambia, since we have got 8 countries surrounding us, Zambia should have been giving power to all these countries, should have been selling power to all these countries. Imagine Tiguri is 16,000 megawatts of power. Because even the African Union, Pamela is the foreign minister, when you come pali Inga Dam, you know about Inga Dam in the DRC Congo. When you funati tinkale na common dam minister generate power for Africa so that we can have industries. But in the idea yanga, yenzio panga nuclear energy plant, so that tiambio my industries men makambabe and sevens. Hama industries sinaviambe because if no president. Ni namba kudala because I am very clear that chamene chinga chose Zambia mupova chamene titi mumanja kutipeleka kuja kusogolo ni industrialization. Tima panga kopa muno muziko, tima imba kopa muno, but makopa cathodes achoka ku Egypt. Muno muziko mwatu tima shita import glass, and yet glass ima choka ku sand. Sand ya ku mongo is very good for us to use because makamba every time ngati mwachita heat sand to more than 2,000 degrees heat. Imambo sumunika sand. That is the process of making glass. So, ngati muna electricity, ngati muna power, you can do all these things that make up. But because a government had to see it seriously, very, very short term, are often re-elected. But it busy pakamo. Mpaka mutisangi. Samsangi yani change, chifuka road ya kuno sumuna pangi. Kimsangile vichani, load shedding tipitamu kuno kulundazi. Pamena boila kuno kulundazi. Kwa sababu malaiti. Ya boila pa 2021. Pamena malaiti ya boila muno mulundazi. Elo futi niziva kuma 0405 azaenda. Anga tina mwai. Kapane nganja na 02. Even load shedding structure sili clear. Muno muchani. Muno mulundazi. Ndia pa the problem.
All right. President Kalaba, let me just read through these messages. Ndiye wamene tifu nabo kuti wankale wa president watu noti chipani cha UPND.
Thank you.
Ni cha feki. Sini nga chipase na voti na ngudi pangono. Thanks, Maxon Banda, Jeremiah Village. Okay. Another one here reads, how are you, Mr. President? We really want change in our country because the cost of living is more than our standards. You haven't put your name there. Good evening. Just want to say thanks to President Kalaba for bringing this good information to the people of Lundazi. Mike Nguluwe from Islamic. This other one reads, Letua Kalaba, comment on these 3 paragraphs. Okay? 1, this is the same man who was accused of being a gold mafia crook in Zimbabwe. 1. 2, why in ECL... Really? I'm learning from here that you were fired. That's the content that I've seen here. Maybe let me read the way it is. 2, why ECL fired him when he was serving as Foreign Affairs Minister. 3, let him tell us what he has done for the good people of Bahati constituency when he was a member of parliament. Watching live from Avondale, Lusaka. I submit. You haven't put your name though. All right. We'll add those to the calls that we're going to pick. 5 more. 0776371293. This is the last batch, and we will not accommodate those that have called already. Give room to your colleagues that have not called to also have an opportunity. You are through to Kanele FM. Hello.
Hello, this is Kelvin Perry from Bamba.
All right, Mr. Piri, go ahead with your question or contribution.
Good evening, Mr. President.
Good evening, Kelvin Piri.
Sure, thank you so much for coming to Lundazi. My question is, what are the plans do you have for the youth of Lundazi? Since you have come here after, what are your thoughts about the youth, even in Zambia, as generally? Thank you so much, sir.
4 more, 0776371293 or 0969928858. You are through to Kanele. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, boss. Your name and where you're calling us from?
I'm calling from
Okay. Your name? Mr. Tembo, please go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, to move just a contribution.
Okay.
First, I want to ask you, presenter outside. Because the gentleman has come to London, and I don't see any reason as to why you are accommodating people from other districts to start talking on behalf of us, the people from London, because they're not here. So in short, they are calling so as to mislead. Yes, and I'm so thankful with what the president is talking, and let's support him so that when that time comes, that this will be giving a vote.
We appreciate your concern, even way before or is gone already. We appreciate your concern, but we are a national radio. We have people that are listening to us all the way from his former Bahati constituency. We cannot restrict them. We are not segregative. We are not a regional radio, a mayor district radio. We accommodate everyone that wants to participate on our show. Thank you for your concern, though. Hello there. Good evening, sir. What's your name? All right.
Tusebenza bwino masebenza bwanja jakose.
Ya itasenza bwino. Ola. Wali huko.
Kwa sala 30 seconds time ya mena mpasani so munga funse msanga funso yantu paseko time manzana na wewe. Alright, Jamikide. Wajakose. Kwa sala batatu tabe 0776371293 or 0969928858. This is NCHEZGO live from plot number 3188 kuno tukulia nchunga za msuzu Suesi kwa Chimturu Kulundazi. Hello? Ni bandani watumila kuta. Angulube fumbo panji nemanga tampani mpindi moza waka. Nyengo ya mala. Okay. Genegao. So getting Kanila Ngulube. Two more. Alec. Kindly speak up, Mama. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Hello, here there's a music from NCHEZGO.
Your question or contribution? Please go ahead. Okay. Zikomo. All right. Hello there. Makola matandala uli majana utumina kwa. Amake mati ni funso kandemanda. Okay. All right. We can pick one more call because two callers, their concern is centered on one question about the young people. Yes, so we can pick this one. Hello there. Makola, kwa linamwe? Asoko. Jumbani tipuliki.
Nilibwino mlipanji. Nilimakora? Nilimakora mulihudi.
Nyengo ya mala kuru mgatupa fumbo pande mangai. President Kalaba, those are the ones we could accommodate tonight. Your reaction. Maybe the center of it all is plans for the young people. They're in large numbers, and they decide UPND to be in power today. A majority of them voted in large numbers for them.
Chisa citizen employment ya youth. Tikabuela, number one. Ni policy cement later is citizens first. Their industrialization. Once you begin industrializing, nakamba na I don't know how many times nakamba. Ngatamba industrialization, tambopanga ma industries muno mwatu mulundazi. Ma mangoes tambopanga mango juice. Ma soya beans tambopanga ma soya chunks. Fuaka, so tikazenda ku Malawi na ma leaves vija. Fuaka we start making ma cigarettes mamene muno. Vana vatu zambongena nchito. But also Zambia in the mines. My mines tipa some foreigners, ndiye mnabasta run those foreigners. My mines yatu. Iseba CF tifuna vana vatu. Tifuna ma Zambians. Wankaina ma stakes, wankaina ma shares. Ma mines yaja. Tifuna ma Zambians wakazisebenza sabi ma Black Mountain ma China mna sewenzela. Tifuna ma Zambians ambonkala na ma shares, ma mines, ma Zambians. Bambiong start invest in my mines, elo ma tax holidays. I mean, pass my mining companies. I think that pass my youths. My youths, my universities are kind of my youths sing at a series at college. But when I America, one table Botswana, my youths are pass out cook. Because more man was a college, depending on your interest. I'm going to start advanced already in drama by a bank. And the Coapsa, perhaps I'm passing at 50 pin, my number, stock a business kangono from college. That principle, Mulibe Mono, is it Kabuela, will introduce it here. So at my youth's batu, Paja I'm because I come both the industry. Muine ambozo never in a part in Chito. You know, Zavichita Munom Zambia. Then, our men and women come Bapali, for those of them, when Yokalava Kubati, and I saw in the Vichani, he was fired. Once the Monomusudo Ambano said, I was sick. I mean, one kind of fired, no one can move. In a Sinangalepo fired, in a Nasila chap, and Ankarata, Irico. That's why we were going to say that my phone was on Nasta resign in Banji, Everton's on Ankara fires, Nankale fired. Kubati na seven the China. Also, for signing the National China Kubati, and the Kubati. When those one ele we mwini wamene viliko kuja jako senzo kamba pankani ya malite Namibia wenza pativi wa Namibia wenza pativi. But thank you very much for Zambia mutipasa malite timiko ndani manini and the vice president wenzo istana wenzo kwamba jozi komo taumba chomeni the vice president niseza mtu ndubanji zicha isetikabwela na miuzani Malaite za Namibia normal exporting. Nankala president lelo mailo we cartel. Until Zambians wankana malaite yali enough. About to export. Not my jokes, I'm not cheating.
President Kalaba, your concluding remarks.
My concluding remarks, you come back. First thing I concluding remarks. If na mazanga pass my numbers yawa hapa. So that my listeners va to panja benga chite follow through. Then badanto na pass number and our provincial chairman. There's never a promise. That's my numbers, and so that I'm 2 million afterwards.
Okay. Just safe.
After safe. So, I'm Milani.
Mungayo ya mama nyingo atimali?
Number 0973 162603.
Mvani poni, you're too fast.
0973 162603. Tendekani mwabantu mukusebeza mkaya masuzu yothola ise kuli ndrama za cash for week ukaseza mu October nasono undapoki ndrama then go phayila abantu athi ayi lemba ni bantu 50 but wolemba abantu 25 but 25 osebeza ndrama pala zafuma 25 izukuya kwa kansela mthumba pya mungati nchituko kwa icho
nipempenge kuti mupelekewa kama nambala nyengo yatimalira adada tipenko lero
youth chairperson muno Mulundazi kufumira kuvu kulikwizizi mpaka kwa jenda mose muno Mulundazi para muli mayuthi panyi muli malizika maskuru kwasikana ni 8 lili maoko mwa adada Kalaba. Nambara yane ni 0970 391960. Achirwa Obren Youth Chairperson 0970 391960. Ndio kuti mwanisanga mwasanga dada Kalaba mwasanga group yose ziko.
Ya itaonga chomene abo banguplikizanga pa program hii ya Kalaba. Ine amyo district chairman muno Mulundazi. Ndimo wapokeleleka namba yane ni 0776 17 14 12 0776 17 14 12 futi nyake ya umaliro 0979 866214 0979 866214. Mazina yane ndine Misholo Tori.
Yeah. Azikomo mkonzi, leo mazina yangu ni Danton Njovu. Namba ni 0977 819758. 0977 819758. Position ya menenda mchipani ni deputy spokesperson wa Chipani Zikomo.
All right. Eno Bambo.
Mulibwanji bonse. Zikomo kwambiri kama na wa provincial chairman for Eastern Province. Longoroshi Mutata. Phone number yanga it's 0968 41 2622. 0968 41 that is 2622.
All right.
Zikomo kwambiri.
All right. President Kalaba, your concluding remarks.
Thank you very much. Nilokondole nkalamu na Mulundazi. Olo naye mabonsa mani matuma mafoni, kutsupporta, kuchita encourage. Naomba Zikomo Mulungu amidali seni. Ningamiuzeni ati ino Lundazi. Si last time yana kubwela. Nzambo bwela kulo Lundazi. Nifuna imwe naine tendere pamoja. Nifuna imwe naine mavuto yanu ni aziwe bwe. Naimo mziwe bwe. So ati 2026 na tumatukasa chance tingendele pamoja. Osa tandaula na mavuta meno mpita. One day zakasira chikwatiri pale. Sambo mika mbelani kono mavuto yani. Tizabayopa olo pamoja. Saopa muntu ali wonse kumika mbelani kono. Chifukwa ni nchito yatu kumika mbelani kumbe. So ati naimwe life yani nkaliko bwe. Mulungu amidali seni na mabanja yami yonse na Zikomo.